That was from the No Kings protest in Houston, Texas. And we're seeing these No Kings protests across the country, exceeding all expectations in their size, scope, and scale. In the flagship No Kings protest, which is taking place in Philadelphia before a massive, massive crowd, you have Democratic Congressman Jamie Raskin delivering a powerful speech. Let me show you a portion of that speech right now. Here's Democratic Congressman Raskin.
We've got no kings here. We've got no queens here. We've got no emperors. We've got no titles of nobility here. President Trump, happy 79th birthday. Sorry we couldn't make it to your party, but we did pay for it. You are not our king. And we are not your subjects. We will never be your subjects. The people are sovereign, and we are all equal in the eyes of the law. All of us born here on this land are citizens, and your executive order is nothing but bad graffiti on the Constitution, and we're going to wash it off today.
And the No Kings protests, I think, have exceeded all expectations across the country. When all's told, I think we'll find out that there were millions, if not tens of millions of Americans protesting across the country in big cities, and big towns and small towns and everything in between. Take a look at what the protests look like in San Diego, massive crowd in downtown Los Angeles, in Chicago and Philly. And I've been showing clips of all the various towns and cities where these No Kings protests have been in full force throughout the day. Here is, once again, Democratic Congressman Jamie Raskin talking about Trump and his gangster regime and what they did to California Senator Padilla. Here, play this clip.
President Trump, your gangster state just threw Senator Padilla to the ground, kneeled on his back, and handcuffed him. Your agents barged into Congressman Nadler's office and handcuffed and traumatized his young staffer. Your guys arrested a judge in Wisconsin. You indicted Representative LaMonica MacGyver from New Jersey on phony charges, and she now faces 17 years in prison. You're terrorizing American communities with masked men in unmarked cars, arresting people without warrants. You pardoned 1,600 felon rioters and insurrectionists who brutally injured 140 police officers on January 6, 2021. You're auctioning off pardons to Republican criminals in D.C. like they're selling cheesesteaks in Philadelphia. You're a billion-dollar crypto king now who dropped dozens of charges against crypto scammers. And now you want to fly around on Bribe Force One, an illegal $400 million jumbo jet gift grift from the emirs of Qatar. You sent the Marines to California. You hijacked the National Guard there. You threatened to seize the lawful power of the governor of California, the mayor of Los Angeles, and the chief of police. And you threatened to send heavy force to cities all over America this weekend to remind us of your love. But you know what? I don't see anybody trembling in Philadelphia today. I don't see anybody hiding behind the couch crying bone spurs today. It's raining and I see nothing but tens of thousands of patriots wherever I turn.
Next up, Congressman Raskin talks about Trump's regime being imperialists who want to take over Greenland and Panama. Let's play this clip.
In America, free from all the gerrymandering and voter suppression. Do you want an imperialist takeover of Greenland and Canada and Panama? Or do you want statehood for Washington, D.C. and Puerto Rico?
Congressmember Raskin here talks about how Trump's fascism will not come to define America, that we will fight back. Here, play this clip.
And Musk now says that Trump should be impeached, and Trump says that Musk should be investigated for his tens of billions of dollars in federal contracts, and for once, they're both right. My friends, fascism will not be the end of American democracy. American democracy will be the end of fascism. We will stand up for democracy and human rights and freedom all over the world. We will stand with President Zelensky and the people of Ukraine against Putin's filthy, bloodthirsty invasion. We will stand with the people of Greenland, the people of Europe and Africa, the people of Canada and Mexico for our common right to trade with each other, to respect each other, to travel and migrate and seek asylum without fear and without terror. We are the ones fighting against terror and tyranny today. And I look at you today, Philadelphia, and I know we are winning. We are winning.
We also heard in Washington, D.C., outside of Union Station, from Democratic Congressmember Eric Swallwell. Here's what he had to say. Play this clip.
And the press is still fiercely reporting 60 Minutes. Credit to them. They were told, stop covering him negatively, and they keep doing it. We need more independent-minded journalists who are not going to cave or fold to Donald Trump. And you are showing up at the town squares. I'm doing 2 town halls a month in Republican districts. I'll be in Orange County in Youngkin's district next week. 2,000 rallies today to say no king in America, no king ever. And we're going to march with those small victories to New Jersey and Virginia this November and win the governor's races there. And then we're going to win the midterms. And then we're going to get to work.
Our friend Randy Weingarten from the American Federation of Teachers, the Teachers Union, she gave an incredible speech in Philly. Here's what she had to say about the attacks on public education. Play this clip.
The AFT, yes. We stand at the intersection of democracy and opportunity, public education and the labor movement. These are the ways that Americans can get to a better life, a shot at a better life. And paving those opportunities makes us a target. Their attacks on public education are relentless. And why? Because they fear knowledge. Why do they fear school teachers? They fear us because we teach critical thinking. We teach honest history. We teach pluralism because their brand of greed and power and privilege cannot survive in a democracy of diverse, educated citizens. So that's why they go after education opportunity. They fight us on economic opportunity. They're going after equal opportunity. They're going after unions because this current president sees us as a threat to his vision of America. He sees us as a threat because they believe in us versus them, and we believe in us, the people.
And here's what Randy Weingarten had to say about liberty and justice and opportunity for all. Play this clip.
The AFT, yes. We stand at the intersection of democracy and opportunity, public education and the labor movement. These are the ways that Americans can get to a better life, a shot at a better life. And paving those opportunities makes us a target. Their attacks on public education are relentless. And why? Because they fear knowledge. Why do they fear school teachers? They fear us because we teach critical thinking. We teach honest history. We teach pluralism because their brand of greed and power and privilege cannot survive in a democracy of diverse, educated citizens. So that's why they go after education opportunity. They fight us on economic opportunity. They're going after equal opportunity. They're going after unions because this current president sees us as a threat to his vision of America. He sees us as a threat because they believe in us versus them, and we believe in us, the people.
Martin Luther King Jr.'s son, Martin Luther King III, gave an incredible speech as well. Here's what he had to say. Play this clip.
So it is only fitting that we gather here today, not in fear, but in faith, not in despair, but in defiance. We gather here in the shadow of Independence Hall to declare that we, the people, still believe in democracy. We still believe in justice, and we still believe in a nation without kings, without tyrants, without rulers who place themselves above the law. We're here to say this land belongs to the people, not to the monarchs, not to the autocrats, not to strong men, but to the people. Just as the generation of 1776 cast off the crown and proclaimed a republic, we, the generation of 2025, pledge to keep faith with that sacred inheritance and let it be known to every corner of this land. We will not let democracy die on our watch. Yes, we're deeply troubled, my friends, by efforts to use fear as a weapon, to use immigration as a scapegoat, to silence the voice of the people through martial force. But we are not afraid. We're not intimidated. And we will not be moved. We will stand. We will march. We will sing. And we will speak peacefully, powerfully, and persistently until justice rolls down like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream.
This was a major part of his speech also. Let's play the clip.
And I say to every protester, every marcher, every dreamer in this moment, commit yourselves to nonviolence, not merely as a strategy, but as a way of life. My father taught us that nonviolence is the sword that heals. It is the weapon of the strong. It turns enemies into friends and injustice into redemption. Every gain of the modern civil rights movement that was made was won through disciplined, determined nonviolence. Nonviolent love, I should say. Remember, the forces of repression are watching for us to slip up. They're waiting to point at a broken window and ignore a broken system. They're waiting for an excuse to crush what they cannot control. We must not give it to them. Even one act of violence can undo the moral power of 1,000 voices. So let our protest be loud, but let it also be loving. Let it be fierce, but let it be faithful. Let it be firm, but never fueled by hatred. So train your hearts in the discipline of peace. Prepare your minds for the long road ahead and walk together. Children, don't you get weary. But there's a great camp meeting in the promised land of justice.
Well, all of this is going on. War is raging right now in the Middle East. You have, according to Israeli media outlets, they're reporting the White House as saying, what will happen today cannot be prevented, without providing further detail. Israeli officials say that Iranian gas fields have been attacked. Axios is reporting an Israeli official saying that the U.S. could still join the operation against Iran, and that Trump has suggested U.S. troops potentially joining. On the other hand, Iran has vowed heavy and destructive attacks on Israel in the coming hours. Of course, we'll be tracking all of that here on the MeidasTouch network. Earlier in the day, Donald Trump posted the following: "Our great military parade is on, rain or shine. Remember, a rainy day parade brings good luck. I'll see you all in D.C." Not spelling parade correctly. Spencer Akimian points out the largest gas field on Earth is on fire, and Iran is threatening to blockade the Strait of Hormuz. Now would be a great time to have a defense secretary who's really good at doing push-ups and has extensive experience doing Sunday morning talk shows. Iran's South Pars gas field output has been halted. Situation is escalating there as well. And again, we'll keep you posted every step of the way here on the MeidasTouch network as we learn more. Everybody hit subscribe. Let's get to 5 million subscribers. And thank you so much for watching.
The truth is more important than ever. Check out our new Truth Over Lies collection at store.meidastouch.com. All 100% USA union made.